Hi guys, so I am here to introduce the new scope and sequence and ASOW document. The example I'm sharing is the one for science, but you will have a specific one from your HOD. So what we would have in the first tab, as you can see, it's a spreadsheet. In the first tab is just a list of the curriculum. So for example, this is a year 7 science, SS and ASOW. So this is my year 7 curriculum all listed here with the codes. Now, I'm going to click over to the scope and sequence. As you can see, nothing, it's just a regular scope and sequence. Is going down by weeks. So term 1 is up to week 13. Now, interesting one is the main one I want to show you is the ASOW. So term 1, year 7, ASOW. So you can see this site here is kind of a reflection of the scope and sequence. And this is the one you are going to edit. So for example, I've done week 1 and I've planned my scope and my ASOW. So with the starter, the main, and the plenary, with some keys identifying where I have incorporated student-centered activities in my lesson, and I have linked to my resources here. Okay, so this is the lessons, period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 can be adjusted. So let's say I'm going to do week 2. For example, if I were to choose this topic for week 2, you can see that this auto-populates. So you don't have to type it in. You just have to choose from the drop-down your syllabus code, which you will find in the first tab here. And then as you choose it and click on it, it will auto-populate here. Now, the best thing is, if you go back to the scope and sequence, you can see it actually auto-populates here as well. Okay, so you only have to actually input it once. And any changes you make to the ASOW will be reflected in the scope and sequence. So there's no need to edit the scope and sequence at all. All you need to do is to print it out for parents. And that's why I kind of have put a lock to kind of protect the sheet in case I accidentally delete or remove the key formulas. Okay. Another thing worth looking at is, as I have put in these learning outcomes, it appears as green in my first document to say, yes, I have covered this learning outcome in term 1, term 2, term 3, or so on. Okay, so the same for term 2, we have the locked scope and sequence, the ASOW, which is the one you will work off. Yes, using this drop down to choose your codes, and it will pop up with the learning outcomes, and then you plan your ASOW on the side here, same as in term 3. Okay, so let's say now this is my template. As a teacher, I teach, say, year 8 science, and I am going to, now I need to make a copy of this. So simply you do make a copy as usual. So I'm going to call it year 8 science, SS and ASOW, and I make a copy. Right, now this is the thing that is a little bit tricky. Okay, before I get to the tricky bit first, let's do the easy bit. So I want to repopulate this with year 8 curriculum. Now for Key Stage, I believe Key Stage 2 and Key Stage 3, you guys have it easy, if I'm not mistaken. If you go to the Cambridge support site, your curriculum can be found downloadable in Excel form here, as you can see. Okay, so I have already downloaded mine. You can see it here. So stage 8 is year 8. All I do is I highlight it all, copy, And in this new document, literally from here, paste. Okay, if I'm picky, I will actually change the size of the font and so on, but you can see that's all you need to do. Okay, and then all you do is to just copy that code, remove the code from here and put it here. So you do that for all of these codes, remove the code and put it here. And what you'll notice is I've just done a couple. This carries over to your ASOW. So from here, if I want to make any changes, I can choose the year 8 curriculum now. So it is important as you populate this that you put in the codes in column A. All the codes go in column A for this drop down to work. Okay, now the slightly more complicated. It's not that complicated, but if you go and to my scope and sequence, sorry, my ASOW, okay, you can see I've already got things populated here, but it is not reflected here. It's not working anymore. I've kind of broken it after I made a copy, but don't worry, very easy to fix. Okay, all you have to do is to just find the link, copy the link for this spreadsheet of yours, copy. Okay, and if you see here in column B6 where there's an error, you just click on it. And this is the formula that we use to import everything over from the ASOW. All you do is to change that link to the link for your own spreadsheet. So I paste it in. And then I might have to just click allow access. And here it is. They are back and it's matching again. They all match up. Yay. All right. Okay. That's it. Nice and simple.